Well, good morning from Glencoe again. I've come to the top of the Glen this morning and I'm going to try and get a nice sunrise on the Buckle. But it's this time of year, it's kind of mid-October, and some of the colours are so beautiful. In fact, the trees are looking great. This is perfect time of year for autumn colours. So what I've decided to do is I've come up to this ski centre and I've seen a little lone tree on my right-hand side as I'm coming up from Glencoe direction. Just before the ski centre, and because it's a rowan tree, it's beautiful, vivid red at the moment. So I thought that would catch my eye, and I thought that would make the theme for this video, and that is like autumn colours. So we're going to go around the Glen this morning. The light is supposed to be okay, but a broken cloud, so hopefully I'm going to get some decent light, and we're going to try and find some great locations that really gives you those beautiful vivid colours, because they are absolutely, a bit of light on them, they're absolutely stunning right now. Cool, so come and join me and let's go and see the autumn colours of Glencoe.
It's only a dream, nothing is really what it seems anyway. Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow, in the dance of fading light we grow.
Now, I've had my eye on this little tree for quite a while. Every time I kind of drive up the road past it, I can see how beautiful it is. And at the minute, it's so vivid red. The leaves are bright red and the berries are beautifully red as well. And it's really prominent in the landscape as a lone tree. And I always sort of thought, I wonder if that is a good shot. And I kind of knew there was a bit of a shot down there's a little burn just as you come into the entrance of the ski centre. And I've kind of followed it down a few times and never really found anything, but I didn't go as far as this tree. And I had a client last week and I seen it, we both came over him, we really liked it, and I thought I'm going to get a sunrise on this one. So you just park your van at the entrance to the ski centre, come on down, you kind of follow the burn all the way down, you get quite close to the road, but you can see the tree sort of standing on its own. Now we're kind of mid-October now and this is peak time for colours, and the autumn colours of the tree is just fantastic. It really stands out, you can't miss it really. So bring yourself down here and then you get yourself on next to the berm with the tree on the right hand side. Okay, let me talk you through my composition here. Yeah, that sun's just coming up, so it's getting some really nice light. There's some good light on me actually. It's just gone a little bit on the Buckle, but there was a bit of beautiful light on the Buckle a minute ago when I took my shot. So let me talk you through this composition. I'm going to flip you around. What we've got is, I've got the tree on the right hand side here, and then I've got the Buckle, which was actually in beautiful light a bit ago, which was looking really nice. And then what I've got is, I've got the burn coming down here, and what I've decided to do is bang on a polarizer, just to darken the river down a little bit, lose the glare, and then I've put on a decent 6-stop filter there, and that just gives me that nice slowness, which I really like. It gives me that lovely sort of slowness to the shot. Great, okay, sun's glaring in you, let me move you around. So I think this is going to work for me. I'm really delighted, the light is amazing. So if this shot works, here's the image. Yeah, while I'm waiting for that light, somebody asked me, how's the camper van coming in? And I forgot to give you a little update. I won't bore you stiff with it because it's a photography thing, not a camper van thing. But I quite like it. It's coming on all right. I'm really pleased with it. Let me flip you around and I'll show you how we're looking. So yeah, I got my nice little rock and roll bed here. Look, that's not looking too bad. And then I've got my toilet area here. So toilet's in, not quite there. And we got the little bed, it's all good, mattress on and stuff. and then my little cooker area here, so it's coming on really nice. I'm really pleased with it. I generally can't wait to get out in this and just film some videos over the winter, because this is the time I really like getting out in the camper van. So over the winter we'll get some few locations and we'll go out on a few expeditions. Okay, so I'm chasing the light a little bit. The plan was to go a bit further down the Glen, but there's no light in the Glen at all. It's all around this top end where I just was. So what I've done is, there's a great location called the Cauldron, just up from the King's House. So what I've gone and done is I've gone and parked at the King's House, and then I've come over this little bank area, up the West Island Way, and then over, gets you to this beautiful drop called the Cauldron. Just a word of warning, if you are parking at the King's House, they've got one of these parking meters now. So if you are parking there, you will need to go and grab yourself a coffee, have a bit of lunch there, and then just put in your registration number, else you're going to get fined. Cool, okay, I think this is really nice. The light's lovely around me, so I'm going to have to be a bit quick here. So let's go and set up a composition and see if it works. Okay, I think I found something that's really nice here. It's kind of a usual sort of shot. I'll flip you around and show you what I'm looking at. So my camera's set up here. Here it is. And what I'm trying to achieve here is this cauldron section here. So you get this fast flowing water and you get this like little angular sort of triangles coming out, and the water just flows off it. It's really nice. And if you get that in the left hand side of the shot, it leads the eye up, and then we end up going up to the buckle there, which is unfortunately lost its light now, but I did manage to get a shot with some beautiful light on it here at the bottom, and then it's got this cap of cloud on the top here, so it's giving me that nice contrast between the shot. Now what I've done is I've gone and put our polarizer on there just to give some contrast in the fast flowing water with the dark water around it. And also what I ended up doing was putting a 6-stopper on there, because as you know, I like a super slow shot. I know not all of you, it's your cup of tea, but for me, I love it. So I've gone and put a really slow shutter speed on this, probably giving me, what we're on, 30 seconds actually. So yeah, I think it works really nice. Cool, I'm really happy with this. I might have to do a little bit of editing because there's a little bit of mist coming back on my camera here, but I think it's going to work for me. And if this shot works, here's the image. Yes, I've got a little bit of a confession to make. The drone has landed in so many trees now. It's just not flying straight at all. It's all on the wall. So one of the motors have gone, I think. It's okay to use, but it's not brilliant. So anyway, it's just allowed me to splash out on some new kit. And I've gone and bought myself a new drone. So I've stuck with DJI, and I've gone on with the new Air 3, which is really nice. It's a bit weighty, but it's really nice. A lot lighter than the old drone, actually, the Maverick 2 that I used to have. What I really like about it is it's got 2 lenses. So I've got a wide angle lens as well as a regular lens. And that's really useful when sometimes I'm just not wide enough with the drone. And then you kind of have to fire it back a long way to get the actual shot that you want. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I've bought the RC2 controller with it as well. It's quite pricey, but I got this controller with it as well. And that, what a difference that makes. Saves charging up mobile phones and tablets and all this kind of stuff that you used to have to plug in before. It's all in one device, and boy does that battery last. It's lasted forever. I'm hardly charging it up. Same with the drone itself. I'm getting about 35 minutes out of each battery, and with a combo pack you get 3, so it's really nice. And my favourite bit of the kit is the with the RC2 controller, being able to really easily add waypoints, so you can set the track of the drone and then do the cinematographic sort of filming of it without having actually to touch it, and it just gives you those lovely smooth tracks to it. Really good bit of kit, so I'm absolutely delighted with that. I might have to get rid of my old one though, so we'll see what I'll do with that, I'm not sure. Yeah, so the light's really dictating where I go today. It's just hanging on in at the top end of the Glen, so the Buckle area and the ski centre area. There's really no light at all down Glencoe. So I've got a load of locations I really want to show you in like beautiful autumn colours, but there's nothing in the Glen at all at the moment. It might drift on through, but you never know. So I've kind of dictated where I'm going to go, and I've kind of come to, it's a little bit of a low-hanging fruit honey pot location. I would say this is probably the most photographed location in Glencoe, but sometimes you just got to follow the light a little bit, and it's kind of led me to this point reluctantly, but it's still a great shot. Actually, talking about honeypot shots, they do work, and if you're in a location and there's that lovely cliche shot and you're going, I'm not going to shoot that, always shoot the cliche shot. The reason they work is because the compositions all just kind of fit together, and so yeah, sometimes you just got to shoot that cliche shot. Okay, so I've come to the usual spot. I've had just the right amount of water, and to be fair to me, the beech trees have still got their leaves on them, but they're beautifully golden colours now. So in another week or two, actually if we get a bit of wind or anything, that's all going to be gone. So this really is peak time even for this location. So I'll find a good composition. It's probably going to be pretty much the usual one, but I think it's important to show you that how the colours and the autumn colours really work even in a honeypot location like this. Okay, let me show you the composition. So I'll flip you around, and my camera is over here, look. And what I've done is, the decision you've got to make here is, actually if you have a look at this shot, so here's the Buckle, very pointy, classic location here. But actually what you've got is, you've got this line of waterfalls coming down here, and then it goes back up here, and this kind of edge of the rock goes onto the sort of grassy heather section. So actually this forms an upside down triangle, which kind of matches the triangle of the Buckle. So in terms of composition, this is one of those shots which I think is really balanced. It's a really balanced shot. So a lot of people, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the rule of thirds, because some people just think that's the only compositional guide that you can use. And quite often, sometimes a balanced shot works a little bit better, and this is actually one of the best locations. I have seen this shot where the peak of the Buckle is kind of offset on one of the first third or the second third, and it's very rare that you get symmetry like this in the landscape. So that's actually its main feature, is that symmetry of the mountain itself. So sometimes it's best to make that part of the image and make it a really balanced shot. So I think this is a really balanced shot, it is. Now what I've done is I've put on the polarizer again and sticked on the old 6-stopper. You know me, I love a good slow water. So I think I've got night. The light is fantastic, the trees are looking great, golden leaves, the colours and the texture is absolutely beautiful. And we've even got a little bit, a very tiny bit of snow right on the top of the Buckle as well. So I think the composition of this works really well, and just because it's only pot shot, it doesn't mean I'm not going to shoot it. Cool, I think I've got a decent image. So if you like this image, here's the image. Okay, I'm still chasing that light. It has come down the Glen quite a bit actually. I'm really pleased because it's come over the Three Sisters. And again, talking about sort of rowan berries and low-hanging fruit, this is another very low-hanging fruit shot. It's right next to the road. If you come on down, kind of hard to explain. You'll just get before sort of the car park to Larrigeld and the Wee Buckle. So it's just before that. You can just park yourself on the left-hand side of the road, or the right if you're coming down from Glasgow, and then you kind of just hop over the barrier here, and you get into this beautiful view of the Three Sisters. But also you get this lovely rowan tree which is sticking out, which is another lone tree. And again, those berries are vivid red this year. All that moisture we had over the summer has really filled out the berries this year. So I've got a beautiful vivid red. So the plan is to get down onto the river here, as this is one of the tributaries of the River Coe. It trickles on down, and when you get this low you can get the water in there, and then you get this beautiful light coming down the Three Sisters. This is kind of mid-afternoon now, and that's the only real time that you get this light coming down really vivid like this. So, and even this time, mid-October, I know we're shooting in the mid-afternoon, it doesn't matter too much because the sun is so low in the sky, we're so far north. Actually you get really good light pretty much all day really. Cool, this is a shot I've been trying to get with this light for quite a while. I've got a guy in the shot taking images at the moment. He'll either move or I'll clone him out. But yeah, I think it works really well. Yeah, okay, so let me talk you through the composition of this one. I think it's really nice for me to talk through the composition because it gives you like my thinking of how I sort of set up some of these shots, which I would like to think helps you guys when you come to this process. So I'm going to flip you around, and what you can see is I've got the beautiful Three Sisters here, and actually because the light is so high, it's coming down and it really lights up the Three Sisters. You can see it coming down the Lost Valley here and Stob Corrin and Loughlin, so it really lights them up, makes a nice vivid shot. You don't get any light here, but I don't mind that because what it does is it kind of sucks you into the shot. You move from the dark light to the lighter stuff. But what's really important is getting low enough. The rowan tree itself, it grows at an angle and then it kind of hooks over sort of Garbannock and Anakadu over here. So it's really important that you watch your overlap. There's a little bit of overlap where I'm standing, just that little corner of the tree there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone that out actually and just lose that little bit. But you need to get low enough so this tree doesn't overlap, particularly sort of Garbannock and Anakadu down here. Okay, I've put a polarizer on there, and I've also given it a little bit of character because I've really slowed it down again. So back with a 6-stopper, giving me 30 seconds, and I just think it gives you that lovely softness to the shot. And also the clouds are moving a little bit, and just by softening that, giving it 30 seconds, it just softens those clouds a bit and gives a bit more interest to the shot. Excellent, well I'm really pleased with that. If this image works, here's the final image of the day. That was really good, wasn't it? The light on the image was amazing, wasn't it? Fantastic. So it really is important to come. If you're going to come to Glencoe, at least sometime on your bucket list, get here with this time of year. Mid-October onwards. The colours are fantastic. You've still got some leaves on the trees, but they've gone that kind of yellowy golden colour, which is just beautiful. And as soon as you get some light in the Glen this time of year, the whole thing just glows with colour. So get yourself here if you can this time of year. Now I hope you enjoyed those images, I hope you enjoyed what you watched. If you do me a favour, give me that thumbs up as always. It really does make a massive difference to my channel if you can, so just spend a bit of time and just go down and click that thumb. And if you really like what you see, give the old subscribe button and click on the notifications, and you'll get a notification every time I post, once every 3 weeks, something like that at the moment. If you want to find me off some comments, I really like your comments, I like to sort of reply to them. So yeah, send off anything that you really want me to see. Cool! Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.